Okay, so we can't actually plug this in yet because we don't have the next level of our thing built. But we have them being built. So we need 50 of those. This is fine because we can just grab the belt storage eventually. My thought right now is let's go to our train. Let's go grab some summer sloops and build up our aluminum thing because it's going to need to be better. Come back, come back, come back, come back. Here we go. Ascend with Gorber Pack. So my 2 new agents were referred to me by my current agents. They kept pestering me. They kept pestering them for me to get back to them. For me to get back to them. My bad. I also have another agent asking for me. They're all at the same brokerage. My name is getting dropped. Let's go. That's what I'm gonna start doing with Evo to other streamers. I'm gonna be like, do you need a moderator who is maybe the most organized person I've ever met? Also, RIP to Carly, Tony, Mars. Yeah, exactly. To all the other moderators who I did not mention there. No, we aren't sharing our Evo. Let's add silica out and go there. Go there. I can only do so much. More agents equals more work, but also more money. Yeah, and as long as you find the right balance, like, you know, get to the balance that is as much work as you want, and, you know. This is a quote 1618 moment, and 100% is. I miss mine being so little. She's 11 now, but still my favorite human. You guys are experiencing one of the best ages right now. Oh wait, that's normal. That's normal because of this turnaround block. The turnaround block is in the way. I should probably delete that turnaround block. We don't actually need it. Oh, thank you, Silver Maiden. I'm so happy for you that you're having that. She's still your favorite human at age 11. It's a good age. I'm nervous for toddlerhood, I'll be honest with you. But I also am just like, I'm ready to like be able to talk. I'm so ready for her to talk. I'm so fucking ready for her to talk. Currently all the conversations are one way. And I know that at some point I'm gonna be so ready for her to not be talking, but yeah, somebody clip this. But yeah, clip this and hold it against me when, hi Nico, how's it going? Play it back to him when they're 16. Listen, but for now I'm ready for her to talk because I'm ready to I'm ready for the things that she does to be interesting to me in more ways than like, oh wow, yep, you figured out that these two toys go together. And then of course it's gonna be a long ass time before we get to anything interesting, but nope, stop moving. There we go. Okay, we gotta do some Mark V building here. Shit, that's up here actually. It starts out that you can't wait for them to talk. Walk and talk, then they do, and you just want them to be still and be quiet. I feel that. We are at the, like, I wish she could talk. I also wish she was less mobile already. Like, she's currently crawling everywhere so quickly, and she pulls up on everything, and she, like, she can, like, sort of walk with a little bit of help from, like, her walking toys, and it is impossible to leave her alone for more than a second now, which is not how it used to be. Like, not that I was making a habit of leaving her alone, just that, like, you could say, oh, well, at least You're gonna be where I fucking left you. No longer. You are not gonna be where I fucking left you. No more. No longer true. You know? Time to build a baby jail? Dude, we've got a baby jail, like we call it her playpen. We also jokingly call it her crate because Hero and Kingsley have like crates that they go in. And we call it her crate. She is not a huge fan of the crate though. She's like, you know, don't set me in the crate. Holy shit, my inventory is already full. Does that mean I just made a bunch of dismantle crates? No! It's dismantle crates everywhere. The little ones are terrifyingly fearless. She's very fearless, yeah. My mom found a life hack for that. About being less mobile. No, Carly! Even though they're just babies / toddlers, you desperately want them to tell you how they see the world. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Although Meg the other day was like, oh my god, this is so annoying. Hold up, 1 second. Remind me in a second to tell you what Meg said the other day. What the fuck do we do here, dude? This is bad. These encased industrial beams are going to be littering my inventory. I wish there was like a trash slot on, like in Factorio. I can upload them over here, but the problem is this is full because what I'm doing is deconstructing it and putting it into my inventory. So I can't upload it because that's already full. Oh boy. Hi Cassie, how's it going? I could just trash it, but it feels like wasteful. Encased industrial beams, I have been drowning. I've been sorry, not drowning. I've been lacking for most of my life. I could just trash it. I could just carry an awesome sink everywhere and chuck them in that way, but that seems also fucking... I have to build a storage, an awesome sink. I think I just have to trash it. Snuffles? What did Meg say the other day? Meg said, Meg was like, I can't believe our baby's no longer a baby. You know, like we had a little helpless baby for so long, and now she's like learning what noise the cow makes, you know, and like learning what... She's no longer a baby. And then she was like, maybe we should have another baby. And I was like... She was like, I know. And I was like, I know. We both get it and don't get it at the exact same moment. You know, we're both like... Nah, and also a little bit of yah at the same moment. I don't think this helps me take from inventory before depot, because I'm just building things. I almost want the opposite of this. I want deposit into depot before inventory. But even then, that's not going to fucking do anything because I'm full here. I want the opposite of this. I can't believe there's going to be so many dismantle crates because I didn't realize my inventory was full. That sucks. I hate dismantle crates. They make the map look like shit. It's all right. We'll just deal with it later. Oh boy, there's another one right there. I need to go. I'll just do this off stream. I need to go find a couple summer sloops. Oh, I need to find a couple summer sloops because we need to make another one of these setups to build more silica. So that's what we're gonna do. Where's my item? There it is. We have ammo. The Mercer sphere. My kid is 7. I'm pretty sure you were pooping your pants yesterday. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure you were pooping your pants yesterday. Then I'm like, wait, do my parents look at me like that? I'm 31. I don't poop my pants. My sister-in-law was like that. Every time a baby was no longer a baby, she wanted another baby. She has 7 kids. That made my butthole clench. Reading the second half of that sentence, I swear to you, My actual butthole puckered. Jesus. Are you up or down? Wait, hold up. Are those eggs? Oh, those are just weird. Oh, it's right there. Those are just weird rocks. Oh, boy. Chill, homie. Chill. 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 Get me out of here. Get me out of here. Get me out of here. Ah! Mercer sphere this way. I'm kind of thinking we just chase down the Mercer spheres because they're also going to be close to some stuff we haven't figured out before. My mom is one of 7 kids. I tell her all the time it's a shame her parents didn't have a hobby. Tony says it sounds like they did have a hobby. Oh my god. Why did I throw that all the way over there? Yeah, they had a hobby, all right. They had a hobby, all right. That is another summer sleep. Hell yeah, dude. Our inventory manageable? It is. This way somewhere? Look at these trees. Whoa. We built a tree house in the trees. Is it in the tree? I think it's in the tree. No! Was my health that low? Fuck. What a way to find out your grandparents were freaky. Oh, 07? That hurts. I was so far north, too. I think I had the jetpack on, right? Yeah. Dismantle crates and now a death crate, too? Yeah. I think I need 3 summer sloops to make 1 more Illumina setup, which means I think I need 6 to do what I want to do, which is probably at least triple it. So we're going to be here for a while. Artifice is lurking. Sounds good. Thanks, Artifice. Thank you. Thank you. Seven kids, I mean, I don't get it. I don't get it. I mean, I get it. I know what you got to do to have 7 kids. It's just, you know. Oh my god, there's pale berries galore here. Okay, we can always stop here for more health. Thanks for the follow, Nico. I appreciate that. Speaking of 7 kids, though, anybody else watch the Cheaper by the Dozen movie that came out with Steve Martin? I had the biggest crush on the girl who I do not remember when I was like 12. Oh yeah, Cheaper by the Dozen. Also, I read the novel back in the day. 7 kids and no money either. My family's wild. I cannot imagine. The stress that must have put them under. God damn. Hillary Duff? No, Hillary Duff was older than. So I did have a crush on Hillary Duff first off, but that was a little bit longer because I wasn't quite at that age yet. Piper? Is that the sporty one? Yeah, for sure. The one, okay, so in the Cheaper by the Dozen movie, I had a crush on, like 10-year-old Ryan had a crush on the like 10-year-old sporty girl who, if that movie was made like 10 years later, what would be happening in that movie is the sporty daughter would be would have like a gay romance subplot, and instead they had the funniest, like, wait, was her crush Taylor Lautner in that movie? Wait a second, hold up. There was a whole Cheaper by the Dozen, or maybe it was Cheaper by the Dozen too, with the jet skis in the water house, the like lake house, water house, by the way. Cheaper by the Dozen lake house scene. Was that Taylor Lautner? That's 2. I ended up in high school dating a girl who was very much like gives off the exact same vibe as that girl in Cheaper by the Dozen too. Like very sporty, very, you know, tomboy-ish. Was that Taylor Lautner or not? Who's that girl dating now? I have no idea. My high school girlfriend ended up being gay, so that makes sense. But, it, you know, like, I can't find the thing. I can't find whether or not was Taylor Lautner in this movie? I'll find the thing you stream. I found it. Good old Pinterest. I found it. The Murtaughs. Who's Allison Stoner dating now? Is that who this is? Allison Stoner? I can't believe that's Taylor Lautner. That's really funny. Wasn't Allison Stoner in something else? I think I had a crush on her in something else growing up. Like a movie. It was a movie. Apparently she was in Cheaper by the Dozen. She was in Step Up, which I do not remember. But I definitely watched all the Step Up movies. She was in Camp Rock. I never actually saw that. What is the movie with the Cheaper by the Dozen came out in 2003? Evo? Don't finish the second half of that comment. What's going on? I walked away for a few minutes. I'm trying to figure out if Allison Stoner is straight or not. No, I'm trying to see what Allison Stoner is, what movies Allison Stoner was in. What is the name of the movie where 3 kids, like, rob a bank? Is it called Catch Me If You Can? Nope, that's not it. Spy Kids? Not Spy Kids, although I definitely had a crush on Lava Girl. Or whatever her name is. I remember that movie. They drove little go-karts. Go-kart. Kids. Go-kart. Catch That Kid. Who was the girl in Catch That Kid? Now I'm just going through all the girls I had a crush on in when I was like 10. Catch That Kid. Who was Catch That Kid? That was Kristen Stewart? What? Also Corbin Bleu? My mind is blown right now. What the fuck? I have a crush on Kristen Stewart now. Some things never change. Yeah, absolutely. That was Kristen Stewart. Wow. That's the whole reason I remember the movie. You must be a big Twilight fan then. In middle school, I read the Twilight books because I was a huge reader, and I didn't like hate the books. I didn't love them, but movies I was not a particularly big fan of. Allison Stoner dating. Sorry, don't mind me. Oh, Allison Stoner uses they them pronouns, at least according to this AI overview, which who fucking knows if that's true. I'm sorry, guys. We're not going to get any Satisfactory done for a very long time. For a very long time. It's going to be a long time. Eva just said she doesn't. Sorry, Eva just said they don't know who these people are. I have to go lay down. You don't know who Kristen Stewart is? Do you know what Twilight is? You know what Twilight is, right? You know who Kristen Stewart is. You just don't know what the name. That hurts me. That hurts me. Some things are too shameful to keep private. Oh no, this is a sad article. It says Alan Stoner gets candid about feeling like they're quote unquote not a human anymore when they try online dating. The former child star 30 said their past as a child star can change people's perception of who they are when it comes to dating. Damn. Damn. I do think being a child star would be terrible. I do think that would be the case. So I'm noticing a trend with these crushes. Are we sure it's not just gaydar? I don't know that we know that Allison Stoner is gay. First off, I was, killing it with High School Girlfriend and Kristen Stewart, though. So that is that's also partially, I don't know. So I'm 2 for 3 so far. Sorry, I'm scrolling. Stoner opened up about their sexuality in a candid first-person essay published in Teen Vogue in 2018. In it, they revealed that they'd fallen in love with a woman before expanding on their overall sexuality. This is why TikTok believes... Final note, by the way. I, Allison, am attracted to men, women, and people who identify in other ways. This is why TikTok believes that I'm a lesbian. This is why TikTok gives me so much content. So gaydar is, more accurate than I thought. At least my like 10-year-old gaydar. Where am I going here? There's a summer sloop here, but this is not where I'm going. I'm going towards that over there. Okay, well. I need to get my death crate back before I do anything else, probably. Twilight is iconic. Twilight is iconic. And if Evo doesn't know about it, that is distressing, to say the least. Being well-known in general would be hell. I do think there is something to that, Gatilla. I do think there's something to that. Says the Twitch streamer. I do know about it, but you don't know who Kristen Stewart is. So do you really know about it? Uh-oh. Where's this death crate at? Hold up. Where is it? Oh, no. Base of that tree. That's right. Oh boy, there's just enemies everywhere. They're just everywhere. Every time I want to get an item, there's just an enemy right there. By the way, we can probably use this to get the summer sloop, if I had to guess. Oh yeah. Oh, you said Kristen Stewart was the one person I do know from the names you mentioned. Gotcha. Okay, so 2 summer sloops. Maybe we'll try and grab this Mercer sphere. Mercer sphere. Oh, hello. I feel like I should watch the Twilight movies just for the cultural knowledge. You will not believe how badly I got made fun of in 8th grade. When people were like, oh, Twilight, wow. Those movies are so bad. And I was like, the movies aren't bad. I mean, the movies aren't great, but the books aren't bad. And they were like, oh my God, you've read them? And I was like, yeah, I've read fucking everything I can get my hands on. Of course I read it. You are a strong boy. You're a very strong boy. We should take you out. Okay, I'm not gonna get that Mercer sphere. Oh boy. We got 2 Charmeleons over here. I got him. Summer sloop. There's got to be something right there. Is that a Mercer or a? Yeah, it looks like a Mercer sphere. Also, probably on top of that thing. Sometimes you just know it's going to be on top of this weird-looking structure. I love the books. When Midnight Sun came out a couple years ago, I devoured it in a couple days. I hadn't read properly in years. Okay, Midnight Sun is not a book I'm familiar with, so that must be a newer newer Twilight book. That book was thick. Let's go. Mercer sphere that away. Sure. It's the Twilight book 1 from Edward's perspective. Oh boy. Okay, I will say there's no way you could not pay me enough money to read that. I've read so few books where the this story retold but from this perspective is good. Ah! And I think probably the point with that one is less so that it is good and more so that it exists. Like, you know, it's actually so good. I mean, you say that, but is it good or is it fan servicey? You know, is it good or is it like you do anything to know what Edward is feeling in this moment and therefore you get a chance to, you know? Which is not me saying you shouldn't enjoy the shit out of it. That's what enjoy the shit out of it. Only one way to find out, Ryan. Gotta read it. You're right. Next book club book? That's a funny idea. Need to get my speed up. There we go. I like these trees a lot. They feel, these like palm tree almost looking things, they feel nice. They give, is that actual fruit? What are these weird hexagonal? Does not actually look like fruit. Oh, there's a wreckage. Didn't make enemies ranking Zelda games, but will make enemies having Twilight opinions. Listen, you will not find me shaming a person for reading Twilight books. No question. No, period. You know, no equivocation. You will not find me defending the sentence and paragraph and chapter and book level writing of Twilight books. That said, who gives a fuck? Most books that most people read are not particularly exciting on those levels. I have a master's degree in creative writing. My taste is a little different than like the general populace. Please don't attack me. I just want to get this thing. Okay, actually, would you mind chasing me and going off the edge? That's legitimately the easiest way to deal with you. Are there any books you would shame someone for reading? Shame someone for reading? Basically, no. Basically, no. I take that back. If you are a dude and you're reading... There are about 3 books. Yeah, there's like 3. And they aren't fiction. They're historical. And I think they're red fucking flags. And that's the only thing. Those are the only... It's like basically 2. I think it's 2. Other than that, no. Read your James Patterson. James Patterson is the closest fiction thing that I would maybe get to the point of wanting to shame someone for, but I would still bite my tongue. If you're gonna read whatever the fuck you want, dude. It's like watching TV. It's like it's a form of entertainment. Like I'm not gonna shame you for finding enjoyment out of something. I am gonna have slight opinions about what you enjoy, for sure. But not. Would I be rude enough to tell you those to your face? Like, would I be rude enough to tell those to your face and be like, you need to make a change? No. Like, I have opinions about like The Martian by Andy Weir, which is a widely beloved book, one of the most popular books of the last couple of years. Like, I didn't really particularly enjoy reading it because that was not what I was looking for. What the fuck? Unless it's inside of this shit. Because so much of the sentence level writing of that book was like really sort of frustrating to me and like actively sort of bad, but plenty of people enjoy that book and I'm not ever gonna shit on you for enjoying it. I read 50 Shades of Grey, so no, I'm not gonna shade people for reading 50 Shades of, I'm not gonna shade people for reading 50 Shades of Grey. I read it to confirm that it was I read it and can confirm some truly terrible sentence writing. But, you know. That's not what people are reading it for. So, fucking spiders, by the way. I should have known. Die. Die, you 8-legged bastards. Where'd the other one go? Is that all of them? We're chilling. Okay. You do read Twitch chat nearly daily, so you can't really judge what other people read. I also think here's the big thing I feel about judging people's reading. I think reading is one of the most difficult things in 2025 to pick up and continue as a hobby. I also think it is probably one of the most beneficial things you can do for yourself. With those hard to pick up, super beneficial for you. One third thing, which is that reading and the like literary world in general has a problem with gatekeeping that is pretty deep-seated. The combination of those 3 things means that I basically won't shame you for reading, basically. Because I think it's just so easy to like fall off the train, to feel like you're reading, to feel like you can't find a community who supports what you're reading because people are weird and gatekeepy. Like, in a world where your phone is like actively murdering your attention span, reading whatever you want to read even if it's James Patterson, ghostwritten by so-and-so, ghostwritten by so-and-so, even if the plot was delivered to James Patterson by a publishing company on a platter and all you got to do is sign off on somebody else writing the words, like, if you're reading, you're actively battling that attention span thingy, and, like, I'm on board with it. I fuck with it if you fuck with it. You know?
To the altar and chant.
We've got 5. We need 1 more. We're also off in truly new territory. What the hell is that? Oh, at first I thought that was like attached to this thing. Sometimes we can read stuff that is bad, but enjoy it nonetheless. I read some Jack Reacher novels the other year, like 2 years ago. I enjoyed having something to take me out of my very anxious brain. That's what that accomplished for me. I read some Jack Reacher novels. Those were not good. I felt comfortable saying they were not good. But they did transport me away from my brain, which is exactly what I wanted in that moment. Yeah, absolutely, Artifice. I think there's one more spider. God, they're quick. They're quick little turds. "90% of what I read in the last 15 years was fan fiction, so I've read far worse than Twilight or 50 Shades of Grey." Okay. That's 6. That's probably good. There's a Mercer sphere this direction, which while we're here, we might as well grab. We have plenty of Mercer spheres. It's just, this saves us a little bit of time, probably. Actually, I'm not sure about that. Maybe? I found it. You guys take so many bullets. Jesus Christ. Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me. Yeah! I love the Reacher books, but they're not amazing works of fiction. They do what they're meant to. Yeah, they do. I agree. I like your stance, Ryan. We all have our guilty pleasure things we enjoy, and I support not shaming people for liking stuff that is quote-unquote bad. Yeah. I also don't think, if your end goal in having a conversation about what is bad and what is not is to show people what is good and to open their eyes to what can be truly transporting, truly meaningful, truly a work of art that changes your life, the way to do it is not by starting off with, hey, what you currently read is bad. I also think, frankly, that most of the time, if you're starting off with what you read is dog shit, that isn't your goal. What your goal is to prove that you're smarter than your whoever you're talking to. Like, it just becomes so obviously clear what your intent is when you're like, you read bad things, which means that I read good things. It's like, Jesus Christ. Just because you invested way too many years in reading classical literature does not mean that I need to be punished for your choices. The good news is there are plenty of people out there who have read a bunch of that kind of stuff and are still so happy to talk about Jack Reacher novels or Twilight or what have you. I was going to say, if I land in the water, I don't take fall damage, right? I still take fall damage. What is bad anyway? Just an opinion. If you enjoy it, it's good. Ooh. Probably, yeah. You're probably right. Oh, I still have to fight with myself on that one, but I think you're probably right. If you enjoy it, it is worth spending time on. I struggle with the word good. Because that just depends, like Artifice is saying, is so much on the context, yeah. But here's the thing that can get to me, is that some stuff, despite being very enjoyable, unfortunately, I have read enough or like studied this stuff enough, whatever, you know, like that so that things will pop up for me in ways that prevent me from enjoying it the same way that someone else would. What's up, Tub? How you doing? Carly. If you enjoy it, that makes the time spent doing it good. Life is hard enough. People need to enjoy things. Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely. How would I phrase it? I don't even remember where my thought process was. This one has 1. This one has 2, right? Bye, Luke. Thanks for being here. Yeah, 2. Okay, cool. So what we're going to do here, chuck 2 in. And 0, because we get up to 240. And then this one is chuck 1 in. Oh, chuck 1 in. It's already up to 133. Cool. You know too much to enjoy certain things, like a plebe would. It's not like a plebe would. Sometimes I get a little jealous of that fact, you know? Like, one of the reasons I can't particularly enjoy The Martian, the book, the novel, by Andy Weir, is that, is like some of the sentence level writing to me sends up these little like alerts go off in my brain. These little like blaring red alerts go off in my brain. And the alerts that are popping up, they're not important at all. The alerts are basically, oh boy, that is not an efficient or clear or interesting way to write that sentence. Does that matter to 99.9% of people reading The Martian? No. Should it matter to me? Probably not, but I've spent too many years fucking training that part of my brain to not pay attention to it. It is a problem for me and me only, in that it makes it so that my enjoyment of that thing is a little bit robbed by the fact that I'm like, this could be written better. But also, that's like, you know, like I care a lot about the artistic pursuit of, for lack of a better word, of like how you tell stories, and therefore when it's like done in a way that is like not particularly pleasing to me, or it could be better, I get a little, you know, frustrated, or my hackles get up, and I'm like, oh my god. The only objective measurement of quality is how many people like it. Everything else is subjective and therefore should be ignored in the name of science. I love it, Dunko Beats. How's it going? Yeah, no, you're right. Exactly. I think, frankly, the only objective measure of quality is how many people have purchased a thing. It's not even how many Goodread reviews it's got. It's how many copies were sold. Fuck how many people enjoyed it. Enjoy is so subjective. We got to go by copies sold, period. The Bible and 50 Shades of Grey are the two best works of art that have ever existed. This is all sarcasm. Maybe you'd like the movie more. I actually do like the movie. I like the movie. I mean, I like the movie. Yeah. I'm also looking forward to reading Project Hail Mary. I hear that maybe there's less of that kind of stuff in stuff that would maybe cause me a headache or whatever in Project Hail Mary. So, you know. Okay, so I think the way we need to do this is split her there. Put this here. Oh my god, I don't have my thingy on. I don't have my thingy on, chat. Okay, so we need to go splitter here. We'll eventually maybe put a splitter there and hook it up to this. We'll see. That goes there. This needs power. Copy sold, absurd. Gross profits. You're right. It's got to be profits. Actually, you're right. It's not copy sold. It's how much money we made overall. Because some books make more money per copy. And that's got to count, right? It's got to count for something. I can absolutely relate to this. As a musician, my immersion is instantly broken when things are not accurately represented, or if you can tell an actor is not actually playing the instrument in a scene. You can't just turn off that knowledge. Those who can enjoy it have the advantage of ignorance is bliss in a way. It's true, but what do you trade for that ignorance is bliss? I don't know what you trade as a musical artist. What I trade as a person who studied writing is I get to when it really matters sometimes. I get to find stories occasionally that pull off all of the stops. Pull out all the stops. And like really make great decisions on all the fronts. Not only do they like make great decisions, this needed to be facing the other way. Fuck. They also just like straight up surprise me, or be facing that way, facing that way, facing that way. Or actually like full on teach me something. And those are mind-blowing experiences. So I trade a little bit of like, I can't read The Martian and just like turn off that part of my brain. But I can read like books that have legitimately changed my life, and you know, not that they wouldn't change somebody else's life, but God, they certainly have for me. I'm a little sad Mars isn't here to be loving this conversation. I had that same thought, Carly, I swear to you. I had that same thought like a couple minutes ago. I was like, man, Mars would not only love this conversation, he'd also kill it. He'd be killing it. This needs to be a smart splitter. It is a smart splitter. It's just not configured. Also, we need overflow left, yeah? Overflow left? Overflow left. Dope. You're Mark 5, right? Yeah? Okay, so you're going. We need you to empty out. You have. Perfect. What book comes to mind when you're thinking of this, Ryan? The books that like absolutely blow my mind. Oh, that are like the life-changing experiences. You're just gonna ask me a question like this when I'm trying to build something that's satisfactory? I'm not gonna get anything done for the next 15 minutes. That's what you've just guaranteed. 1 second. God damn it. You've ruined Satisfactory for the next 15 minutes. I want you to know that. Did you ever read Ender's Game? I'm not much of a reader these days. I remember being hooked by that one. I have, as of like 2 years ago, I have every single Ender's Game, Ender's Universe book on my bookshelf. I think I'm missing a couple. But yeah. Is he going to get the book or is he thinking? A little bit of both. If he has to think, did it change his life? I'm willing to spend the next hour telling you why, yes, it can take me a second to think about it and why it still did change my life. All right, you guys can all at Dunko Beans in chat if you're mad that I'm not playing Satisfactory right now. At Dunko Beans, and then you can say some mean stuff to Dunko Beans for this. Okay, so I've spent like 3 minutes grabbing some of the first things that I can think of. Oh, and I'm already realizing I need to go back for one more. My mind is blanking. Who wrote the Story of Your Life and Other Stories stuff? Why can't I think of that right now? Ted Chiang. God, I ignored so much old stuff too. This is so I ignored so much old stuff. Okay, so first and foremost, welcome to Ryan's book report. I'm so sorry that we're not building any Satisfactory right now. You can skip forward. You probably already did if you were here for Satisfactory, if you're watching this on YouTube. Okay. Books, some examples of books that have, like, quote unquote changed my life. And also why I think it's fine to not be able to instantly remember why a book changed your life. First off, I think, in my experience at least, some of these books have sort of changed something about how I see the world on a base enough level, on a like deep down enough level that part is almost like instinct or gut level now. And so I don't sit there and think, oh yes, just like this character in this book did that I read 15 years ago. Instead, I think, you're right, it is impossible, an impossible task to love someone, because it is an impossible task to know someone, but it is worth trying anyways, and worth spending your entire life failing at that task, which is a sort of thing I believe and feel, but is not a thing that I'm sitting here being like, oh yes, Grapes of Wrath, sorry, East of Eden taught me that, by Steinbeck. Also, I don't know where my copy of East of Eden is, by the way. So I had to pull out Grapes of Wrath because I don't know where my copy of East of Eden is, which is weird. So I pulled out Grapes of Wrath. So that's one way that East of Eden changed my life, is it feels like it taught me that. 2 George Saunders books at the exact same time. 10th of December, and then A Swim in the Pond in the Rain. 10th of December is, I would say, the best American short story, George Saunders, best American short story writer alive today. And then that same person wrote a book about reading old classic Russian short stories and teaching them to his creative writing students. And so this one changed my opinion about what stories can and should do. What they can be, I should say, more than should do. And then this one is like an example of that, frankly. And I got the example before I got the how it should work or how it can work. But those two are tied together for me. Is a single person in chat enjoying this, or am I just doing this for my own fun? So I think Beloved by Toni Morrison is life-changing. I'm loving it, boss. Which Sanders first should you read? You should read 10th of December, which is my favorite short story collection of all time. You should read 10th of December. And then if you have any sort of artistic mind at all, you can read A Swim in the Pond in the Rain. A Swim in a Pond in the Rain, which is just good for being an artist of any sort. Beloved by Toni Morrison. What would I say changed my life about this? I mean, I think too this one is about for me, thing it taught me, I guess. It has something to do with the I don't even know how to phrase this. It's also about love. It's also about love. I would need to think more about how I phrase that. But Beloved's definitely on the list. I think I would almost say love and grief is how I would phrase that. Love and grief. Ted Chiang, Stories of Your Life. I think Story of Your Life in particular, sort of, oh man, I don't even know how to phrase this. I think it elucidated for me something I had not been able to put words on but had felt about the difficulty of communicating and knowing other beings. I think that is also true of the book in general, but of that novella, that's the big one, is it had words for something that I had never had words for before, about the difficulty of knowing or communicating. If you want a recommendation for some bonkers literature that I think is unfortunately overlooked, you should read Kalevala. I've never heard of that. So hilariously, the single thing I have ever read that most has to do with this conversation we're having is a short story called Sonny's Blues by James Baldwin, which is in the collection Going to Meet the Man, which is one of the classic short stories taught to people in literature classes. But I think Sonny's Blues is a story about why pursue art at all, why care about art, why try to practice it yourself, if that's music, if that's writing, reading, why care about these things, what does it give you and what does it take, what does it cost, and what does it reward. I think Sonny's Blues is one of the best books, or one of the best stories about that period. And I think Sonny's Blues, that was my USB noise. Sonny's Blues is probably responsible for more people ruining their lives by pursuing art than any other short story. And it's beautiful. 3 books left. And I'm getting tired of talking about why these matter, so I'm just going to list them anyways. White Noise by Don DeLillo. Music for Wartime by Rebecca Makkai. which is a short story collection. And then A Cure for Suicide by Jesse Ball, which is my favorite book of all time. And I'm tired and I'm going to play more Satisfactory now. I see Doggo Tail. Yeah, Hero's here. Anyways, that was a weird thing to do on stream, but here we are. Okay, so we need to get this thing up and running. We also probably need to figure out how to I think silica should almost be good no matter what, but we may need to do a little smart splitter action here and run overflow this direction. Let's do it just to be safe. This is overflow, goes through the right output. Thank you, I wrote them all down. You should edit that into a YouTube short. Do the clipping? Listen. Read Pedro Paramo by Juan Rulfo. Such a precious, sad Mexican short novel. I loved reading White Noise. DeLillo's use of language makes me feel inadequate. Yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty. I think that's a relatable way to feel. Okay, so you should be max water. Can't output any more water. Can't do anything. So now we should unhook you. Do you here. And then do a little bit of flushing. Just a little bit of flushing. Flush the toilet. Okay, so you should be allowed to work now. Yep. And then you have a little bit of flush. And you should be allowed to work. Now we need to do the testing to see if this works. Green, white. Those are both good. This one is yellow. Why is it yellow? Because you can't output? That's confusing to me. Shouldn't you be able to... Oh, did we never make that Mark 5? We never made that Mark 5. You should now be able to output at the speed you need. Okay, I hope this works. Gotta go focus on work now. Been mostly listening because I'm at work still. Bye, Silver Maiden. Thanks for being here. I read so many books that I loved and were precious to me at one point, but have since forgotten what they are. I have memories of laying on my front porch swing or sitting in the back of class with a book. I remember pieces, but not enough to look them up. Oh, Harley. I understand what you're saying now. I totally get that. There's a book that I cannot, for the life of me, find that I read when I was like 12, probably 14. I read a book when I was like 14, and I have not, for my entire life since then, been able to find the book. But to me, that book was the like the encapsulation of like what summertime meant to me. And so I have been trying, not like trying hard, but I think about it like once a year, and I'm like, this book was like the best. It felt like summertime, you know? And if I could find it again, I'd be interested in reading it. I also did this a couple years ago with a book that I read as a kid, and I did find it. And it was a retelling of Robin Hood. And I did find the book, which was really cool to revisit. I reread it like 2 years ago. And it was really neat to be able to go back to it and be like, holy shit. Did I just slow all those belts down? I think I did. Kind of love the idea that different stories will find their way to me when the universe decides I'm ready for them, though. That's true. It's so fun to get to revisit stuff, though. Isn't there a subreddit for finding books you can't remember the title of? Yeah, but I don't really want to go to that subreddit and say, hey, do you guys remember a book? It was mistakenly put in the YA section of my rural libraries. My rural school library mistakenly put it in the YA section. Mostly what I remember about the book was it happened in summertime, and the main character got a hand job in his uncle's car. Any idea what that book would be? Because that's the full extent of what I remember. Somebody would know what it was, probably. That book, and then there's one other book which was like, there was some book that happened at like, it was also like YA, and it happened at like, it had like a tangerine. It was like in Florida. This one I think is more popular. I think this one was assigned to me in class. There were like tangerine or orange trees. It happened at like a high school, and I think there was a sinkhole. I'm gonna see if I can find this book. The book is called Tangerine. Oh my God, I just found it. Tangerine by Edward Bloor. The story revolves around Paul Fisher, a legally blind soccer player, and his experiences as his family relocates to this unusual place. I'm going to keep that tab up, and I'm going to buy that book later. There's probably one piece. All I can remember for mine is the cover was blue, and I'm pretty sure 9/11 was mentioned. Well, good news. Your book could have been published anytime between 2001 and 2000... and probably like 2015. Wish me luck. I gotta go give a presentation for work. Good luck. Okay. Because books in those years love to mention 9/11. R/tip of my tongue and what is this thing are the two are all you'll ever need to find in the world to find something that you're looking for. Has anybody read Tangerine by Edward Bloor? Now I gotta check that out. I gotta see if that's good. I was a sophomore when I read it, so it was definitely before 2015. Okay, so our coal is actually maybe not enough now. What's going on here? 150 per minute? How much do they need? 150 per minute? This needs 120. Oh boy, we're in trouble. That is a minor mark too. Okay, we need more coal. Good news, there's more coal right there. Bye, Perito. Sorry, I just saw your comment. It's fun to try and find stuff like that from like childhood or adolescence or whatever. Does anybody else have anything they'd like to find from? Yeah, we're gonna need a lot more coal. We probably should just put a merger. Let's see how much coal this gives. I can do up to 780 on my belts now. Took me 3 hours last night to find a music track I want to hear. Oh, that's even worse, I feel like. At least with books, you've got like... I feel like music might be even more difficult to find. I feel like I've gotten years without understanding, without finding a specific song I listened to in like 2001. Oh, leave me alone. 120, so we'll go What, 250? No, 280? 300. Add 60. There's a book series in middle school that I loved. It was about Fae and stuff, and I think like seasons. Otherwise, I couldn't tell you. But I listen to some classical music while reading it. I immediately think of book series that book series when I hear those pieces. That's cool. What's great is finding the old Casey Kasem music countdowns from the 80s and 90s. It's such a vibe. Casey Kasem. Is that like when Ryan Seacrest did like the top 40 on the radio on the weekend, or what is Casey Kasem? Or is that like I don't know if that's the same thing. My sister and I, my whole family would watch this country music TV, the CMT countdown, like once a week of the top songs with their music videos. How I first heard Whiskey Lullaby, and probably how I first got introduced to alcoholism. I love how music can transport you like that. It is crazy, crazy. Music's ability to transport you is wild. Hi, sir. What are you doing here? Can I jump on your back? Like the other ones? Nope. Okay. Clipping? Listen. Around here, we love clipping. We love people who clip. Twitch moments, we love clipping through walls and the ground and all kinds of other shit. Out here, we love clipping. Huge fan of clipping. Okay, so I think we want to put a merger here. 300 plus 120, so we're fine here. Cool. That should slow down eventually. 120 times 2.5 is, yeah, 3.5. Okay. Or 300. I can't listen to modern country. Casey Kasem was the 80s version of Ryan Seacrest. Listening to the song in the context of that era takes you back to that time. Gotcha. Okay, so you should be able to work now. Here, you're going to need some coal. If we could do 120, 240, 360, so we're fine. We're fine on coal for at least one more. There. We need a merger there. Smart splitter there. Overflow right. You are full of water because we haven't fixed the other thing yet. I think you will eventually fill up on alumina solution, right? Because this thing will eventually fill up on water. Already done. this like good graphics Minecraft? It's like good graphics Factorio. It's a factory building game. Oops, ads. Uh-oh. Hi, Minty Cuppa. How's it going? Have a great day. Okay, bye. Okay, bye. All right. That is a Mach 5. We need Smart Splitter here, facing this way. We need... Factorio graphics are solid, just 3D. Oh yeah, that's true. Don't worry, you would never catch me talking shit about Factorio. Overflow left. Put a merger here. Keep hitting E on accident. Minecraft isn't a factory game. Honestly, I feel like they have a mod for that, but I would like Minecraft more probably if it was a factory game. I think they have a mod for that though. I mean, it's Minecraft. They probably have a mod for it. They probably have a mod for it. We got 31 coupons, by the way. We're killing it with points. 69,000 points per minute. Nice, by the way. Okay, so I need to hook up the water here. You're full on water, meaning you're not producing. We need to close this off. Put this here. Do a little bit of flushing. Do a little bit of flushing. You can put out water currently. That's good. You can put out aluminum. That's even better. They're both working. What we like to see. There's a few really good factory mods for Minecraft. If you want a factory game of it, you get a mod pack. The one that comes to mind is Feed the Beast. I couldn't get into the blocks in Minecraft. The controls were clunky and outdated for me. Clunky and outdated? Oh, Sea-Tree. Vaguely how old are you? The evidence of my oldness grows every day. Okay, so this line is going to be full no matter what for a very long time to come. Oh my god, dismantle crate, son of a bitch. This one, on the other hand, we just want it to be a little bit more full. I'm old? Okay, well, that makes me feel a little better. Cool. So. We still don't have a Zoop Tube over here. But we did just triple our silica output, so hopefully that will help. I want to try the farming mod. Give me cottage core heaven. Cottage core. Dope. Okay, let's go back, and it's time to figure out something else to do next to work on. Which... I don't know exactly what we should do. We made aluminum casing. We made radio control units. We need to make supercomputers, but my bus isn't even built up yet. Or bauxite refining is done. We should check our power at some point. We could look at our alternate recipes. We could also hunt more hard drives, honestly. Could be fun. All right. I still don't know what we need to, oh my god, so many dismantle crates, fuck. Fine, we'll go back and do it later. I wonder how many hard drives. There's 14 hard drives in this area? Jesus Christ. Okay, plenty of hard drives to find.